Hi my friends, my name is Tim Johnson. In this video I want to share with you 5 amazing wins or positive changes which have arrived in my life since I became sober 3 years ago. Now I know some of you watching this video will feel as though you're currently in a dark, horrible hole that's impossible to climb out of. That you'll never achieve sobriety, you'll never achieve happiness, that your life is in ruins. It's a dark and horrible place to be, I understand that, because I was in it 3.5 years ago. I tried for 25 to 30 years to maintain a long-term sobriety, and it had never happened. I'd constantly let myself and other people down during that time. And sort of 3.5 years ago, I felt the same as some of you watching this video now, that I would never ever climb out of that dark and horrible hole that I was in and stuck in, and had been stuck in for such a long time. My life, relationships, finances, career, health, everything was in tatters. And then I realised I needed and I wanted to change, as I talked about in my last video. And please subscribe and like the videos if they help you in any way, and share them, because it just means more people can see them. So these 5 amazing wins or changes that have arrived in my life. Well, there are many more than 5, and those of you who've been sober for any sort of period of time, and even a short time, will know many benefits. Too many to list in this video. It would go on for hours, literally probably into the hundreds of benefits, but I'm going to pick the 5 that really stand out and have a major impact currently on my life. Number 1 is family and relationships in general. My relationships, particularly with those with my family and my friends 3.5 years ago, were a mess. I'd let particularly my family down so many times before. I had no trust, really, no respect for myself, no dignity, no self-respect, no integrity. I'd lied, I'd cheated, I'd let them down time after time, made promises I couldn't keep, and many more things. And much to their credit, they never truly abandoned me. However, our relationships were not good at all, and they would rather not see me. And when they looked at me, it was with pity and shame, and that's what I felt inside as well. Now, thank God, and it takes time, and all of these things, please let me say now, they don't just magically, some things happen straight away, but other things such as relationships and family need to be totally rebuilt from a new foundation. And these days I just do my best and try to be my best consistently and regain my integrity and be totally honest and upfront with them all the time, never hide anything from them. And slowly but surely, as they've seen over these past 3 years, my happiness and confidence growing, and the fact that I'm on this even keel now and health has arrived, the trust has slowly but surely come back into our relationships. And with that, a much stronger love and closer relationships now. And my family currently here with my new granddaughter, something I would never have dreamed of 3.5 years ago when I first started making this journey for the final time. And you know, it's fantastic. And my relationships with everyone, not just family, but with friends and people in general, you know, they know that I'm a reliable and trustworthy person, if you like, now, and that I will bring positivity to the table. So that's number one, my relationships. And they want to be with me, my family now, and they contact me for help and advice, my children, which never happened before. And I'm totally blessed and grateful for that final opportunity to rebuild all that damage that I did. Number two, high on the list, and this starts improving the moment you stop using and drinking and whatever you're doing, and that's health. My health is 1,000 times better than it was. Because I was so close to death, I was shut in a dark room, and those of you who've listened to my story on my channel will know the state I was in, and I won't go into all the details again because I was close to death. There's no doubt about that. Very, very close to death. The amounts of substances I was using were not enough to sustain, was so much, sorry, my life would not be sustained. I was so ill and never leaving the room. Only to get more drugs and alcohol, and my resting heartbeat was always over 100. I constantly was ill and vomiting and all sorts of many illnesses, not just the mental health, physical health. I was grossly overweight. I was about 285 pounds, over 20 stone in weight. Never exercised, never saw daylight. And all that is totally reversed now, and those of you who follow the channel will know that how focused I am on my diet and my exercise. My resting heart rate now is below 60 most of the time when I'm resting, sitting, which is, you know, something I could never have imagined many moons ago. My weight, I'm round about 13.5 stone now, so that's like nearly over 100 pounds I've lost in weight over the 3 years. I exercise every single day. My diet's clean, healthy, nothing processed, no sugar. Everything is improved, and I feel stronger and fitter than I did in my 20s. So it can be done. It can all be reversed. All that damage you're doing to your bodies, whatever state you're in now. And don't forget, at 56 years old, I did this. So all of you watching this now, you can do it at any time in your life. And if I can do it, you can do it. And it's never too late to do it. It's never too late to reverse all that damage that you've done to yourself. Number three of the great wins is purpose. For so many years, I'd had great jobs. My career had been very, very successful up to the point when my using and drinking got out of control. And I lost any sort of purpose, really, particularly when I came over here to Spain, and I had some money in my pocket and nothing to aim for, nothing to do. And I found true purpose again, which is so important, because if there's a meaning to life, you create your own meaning, and you need purpose to do that. And I found purpose in, first of all, obviously getting myself back into prime condition again and being the best version consistently of who I am. Making these videos and helping others via Skype chats and email, and making these videos and giving advice and help wherever I can. That was another purpose. I found giving service gave me such great pleasure, and made me think of myself perhaps not as the bad person that I thought I was. I'm not too bad perhaps if I'm doing this. So I give my time at rehab and at a homeless shelter, and as much as I can spare, really, because and I enjoy doing it. It's not a chore in any sort of way at all, and I get a great deal of pleasure from giving something back. So if I have any purpose at all, it is being now helping others to get over what I myself suffered from, and also to be the best version of myself for my granddaughter, for my family in general, all my family, and so on, and be as healthy and as fit as I can. And you know, that what more does anyone want? It's simple. And it's not simple. It takes a long, you know, it takes time to do. Let me just stress that now. It doesn't happen overnight. Number 4, finances. Very quickly, finances. Now, it's not the be-all and end-all finances, but what I never had any spare money for everything. And the only reason I'm mentioning finances now, because it's not. As long as I've got enough money to eat well, that's and get my family a treat now and again and whatever, then I'm happy, you know, and to live obviously as simply as I possibly can. But I didn't even have a penny to do that, because every single penny that I had went on alcohol and drugs. So now I can afford to eat well. I can afford to pay my way, which gives me a massive amount of self-esteem and self-respect, which I'd lost and was relying on other people to, particularly my wife, to pay for me. But now I'm contributing. It may not be a massive amount, but it's as much as I can afford to contribute, and it makes me feel good. So finance is massively improved. And those of you who are working out there, and you know, when you get sober, you'll see so much difference with that. You'll have money to spare that you can treat your family to holidays or yourself to treats and eat well, etc., etc. It takes a lot of pressure off. Finally, one of the biggest wins of all is mental health. Mental health for me was a disaster area, because those of you out there know that who are in addiction now, who are suffering now, that the days are very dark. And I spent most of my life hiding and trying to find something which was already inside of me. Something, you know, I was searching for. And many people in addiction search for this elusive happiness, if you like, in quotes, for most of their lives unsuccessfully, because you won't find it externally. And those of you who follow the channel know that that's something I preach about. You won't find it in possessions. You won't find it in other people's approval. You won't find it in the way you look, what you owe, you know, what you own, etc., etc. You won't find it in a bottle or in a drug. It's something you have to really dig deep for. And mental health and clarity was massive for me. So I would just like to say now that those 5 things, please, all of you out there, Carpe Diem, seize the day today. Make it the day that you change your lives. Any one of you out there can do this. You can do it. And it's worth every single second of struggle and pain. Thank you. Much love to you. Bye-bye.